just grabbing my camera guy.
Sunshine, I'll be your love, I'll be your sunshine, I'll be your love, I'll be your sunshine, I'll be your love, I'll be your love, I'll be your sunshine, you see the sea, I'll see the sunshine, I'll be your love, I'll be your sunshine.
Canadian Elite Basketball League action is coming to you live from the Bridge City. A pair of Western rivals meet for the final time in 2026 as the Saskatoon Mamba welcome the Calgary Surge to Merlis Belsher Place. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ryan Flaherty alongside Eric Magdans. Katrin Hodson will join us in a few moments. It is the final day of the regular season with the CEBL playoffs set to kick off on Thursday. The Mamba will be part of those playoffs for the first time in 4 years, while the Surge, despite a big late season push, will miss the postseason for the first time since the franchise arrived in Calgary. Now, despite all that, both of these teams want to finish the regular season strong. The Surge are playing for pride and coming off a gritty win on Friday after they'd already been eliminated from contention, while the Mamba are looking to sweep the season series and carry the momentum they've built over the last few weeks right into the playoffs.
Yeah, today's game may not have the same impact on the standings, but it's still one of the fiercest rivalries in the CEBL. The Mamba are looking to make their final playoff adjustments before heading to Winnipeg on Thursday for their first playoff matchup. And the Surge have found their stride, going 7-2 over their last 9 games. They're led by the strong guard play of Armani Cheney, Sincere Carey, and the long-standing Rugsy Miller-Moore. The Mamba can ill afford to take the Surge lightly to end the 2026 season.
Absolutely. It has been quite the contrast here at the end of this season in Saskatoon compared to a year ago. With more on that and today's matchup, let's send it over to Katrin Hodson.
Yes, Ryan, well, things are looking quite different for the Saskatoon Mamba this year. For their regular season final game this time last year, like you said, they had been eliminated from the playoffs. They had a very challenging season. This year, they are heading to the playoffs. They did, however, end their season last year on a positive note. They took the win at Jaden Bediako, breaking the CEBL single-season record for shots blocked. He is chasing that record, chasing a different record tonight for shots blocked, the all-time record for shots blocked. He just needs 4 to break that. We know that Calgary Surge have had a challenging season, but they are a team that has shown character and resilience, perseverance, and they are competitors. They will be looking to win tonight. They will be hungry for that. It should be a very exciting game as we cap off the regular season here in Saskatoon at Merlis Belsher Place.
Thank you so much, Katrin. Yes, absolutely. Great crowd filing in here at MVP as well. Let's take a quick look at the team stats for tonight's game here in Saskatoon, or rather this afternoon's game into evening between these two teams. As you can see, the Mamba have done a better job scoring. In fact, second in the league coming into this season finale here, just shy 97 points per game. The field goal percentage is very similar, so too are the free throw percentages, but the Mamba with a significant edge. In fact, the best three-point shooting team in the league compared to Calgary, who is actually ranked last in the CEBL in that department. We'll see if that is a big difference maker for Saskatoon today. All right, let's send it back over to Katrin, who's standing by with Mamba head coach Isaiah Fox.
All right, Coach, this morning, or yesterday morning rather, we spoke to TDM, and he was just talking about how you're a player's coach. In the same breath, he said that it was important to take your direction. How do you balance sort of giving the players that freedom? How have you done that throughout the season while still giving them that guidance on the court?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know if it always works. We want the guys to play free, but play free within our concepts and have some discipline in them. I think what we try to do is just encourage them every time there's something done within the flow of our offense that produces also a touch of their freedom as well. So it's a give and take. These guys are on the court. They're doing most of the work, so we want them to feel as free as possible. and then holding them in sometimes on the concepts and stuff. I'm happy he said that, but hopefully we show some discipline and some high standards tonight.
All right, so you've clinched your playoff spot. Does that change your strategy at all for tonight? Not in terms of winning, but in terms of play.
Absolutely, it does. We hopefully will get a lot of guys in the game who maybe not have played heavy minutes tonight. Hopefully they'll play heavy minutes. To me, it's more of a celebration. We hope our guys are encouraging each other. Our starters will still be our starters, but they won't play heavy minutes.
All right, one last question. As we cap off the regular season, what's been your favorite thing about coaching this group of guys?
Just the relationships built with the coaches and with the players, and not only the coaches, players, but also management and ownership as well. It's been a real cohesive group, everyone coming together, and it's been fun. All
right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in that first half. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks very much, Katrin. And again, I've said it all season long, but certainly appreciate the thoughtfulness of the answers we always get from Isaiah Fox. All right, tip-off is just a few moments away, so we'll step out and be back with the first quarter. You're watching the Canadian Elite Basketball League live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL+.
Hello, Canada. Welcome to a new CEBL season.
It's been amazing, Canada basketball, to put that platform and give guys an out.
The crowds were bigger, the players got better, the quality of the game got better.
You gotta love it, Canadian Goose.
Fasten your seatbelt tonight because we're gonna have some high energy and some high flying stuff.
This is a trail, I'm living for real. Hey, all that I gotta say, I'm in my zone.
No shortage of emotion, no shortage of intensity as anticipated.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Back inside the Snake Pit as we get set for the opening tip-off in this season finale between the Saskatoon Mamba and the Calgary Surge. Let's get right into the keys to the game presented by CDIC. Eric, you've picked some out for both teams. Let's start with the visiting Surge.
Yeah, starting with the Calgary Surge here. We've already hit on it that those three guards are going to be creating the majority of the offense here for the Surge tonight. So the key is to attack the paint early, help get those other players involved. And secondly, guard the perimeter. The Mamba in their three previous meetings this season have shot 48% from three. The Surge have to do a better job at taking away those easy open shots for them. And finally, finish strong. They've done a great job here in the second half of the season of bouncing back. Hey, didn't make the playoffs this year, but something to build on for next season.
All right, now let's turn our focus to the home Mamba. Eric, their keys to the game presented by CDIC.
Yeah, Coach Fox already hit on it right from the start. They need to start strong. When you're outmanned, you need to be able to start strong, squash the hope of the other team early. If they can build hope throughout the game, that's when things start to get a little dicey. And the second part is build those habits. The Mamba have done a great job all season, building off their defensive intensity, sharing the ball offensively, and that's what they need to do to prepare themselves for that final playoff push.
All right, just moments before tip-off here in Saskatoon, so let's take a look at those starting lineups. It remains the same. You just heard from Isaiah Fox. Same starters, but likely won't see nearly as many minutes here tonight. Trey Townsend, Tavian Dunn-Martin, Devontae Bandu, Jaden Bediako, and Jameer Chaplin. And for the Surge, the mainstay, Ruggsy Miller-Moore joining Armani Chaney, Marlon Johnson Jr., former Saskatchewan Rattler, Olu Adeladoon, and Callum Swanton-Roger. So 3 Canadians in the starting 5 for Calgary. All right, Eric, you've outlined a player to watch for each team. Let's start with Ruggsy Miller-Moore from the Calgary Surge.
Yeah, Ruggsy Miller-Moore has been with the Calgary Surge from before that they were even the Calgary Surge. Just a phenomenal athlete, a guy who can get up and down the floor, does a great job of getting into the lane with balance, plays off one foot a lot, and can make some phenomenal highlight reel plays.
And a constant in what has been a tough year for this Calgary team. As for the Mamba, who are you focused on here, Eric?
Trey Townsend's the man tonight. A guy who's just grown continuously throughout this season, adopted a variety of different roles, only scoring 7 points a game, but does so many things on the offensive, defensive end, shoots 50% from the field and a staggering 47% from 3.
And he's been coming on as this season has progressed. All right, we're set to tip it off. It's the final day, the final game in this regular season to get underway, and we're excited to bring it to you right here in Saskatoon. The opening tip-off, as always, presented by Spalding, the official game ball of the CEBL. Jaden Bediako, Callum Swanton-Roger to tip it off. Swanton-Roger wins it, and the Surge with the opening possession. Ryan Flaherty, Eric Magdans, Keotrin Hodson with you from Toontown on this holiday Monday. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for spending some time with us as we close out the campaign. Armani Cheney has been a nice midseason addition for Calgary, and he hits his first field goal attempt to put the Surge out front in the opening half minute.
Yeah, expect a lot of ball screen tonight from the Calgary Surge, trying to get the ball in the hands of those playmakers to get the ball into the paint.
Townsend, a lob. There's Jameer Chaplin soaring in for an emphatic first basket for Saskatoon. Chaplin was the big leader for the Mamba, their win over Calgary in Whitehorse exactly 1 month ago, as that shot won't go. 26 points for Chaplin in that win up north. This the only meeting in Saskatoon between these teams this season. That Whitehorse game was a home game for the Mamba. As Adeladoon now brings it up. Trying a lob for Ruggsy, a little bit mistimed. But Ruggsy pulls it down, blocked by Bediako. That's a number we're keeping an eye on here today. Miller-Moore drives baseline, and an extra opportunity pays off for the Surge.
Yeah, Surge is doing a great job of attacking the basket right now, being the aggressors on offense. Mamba got to find that pace.
Tavian Dunmartin resetting. The top of the key, 8 to shoot. Townsend couldn't handle the pass. And a turnover gives it to Calgary.
Yeah, the Mamba have been just a little bit out of sorts in these first couple possessions, trying a little bit too much. They got to get back to the flow of how they like to play.
I imagine it's hard to create the level of urgency that they've had the last few games when they know their playoff fate is already determined, as Adeladoon hits the mid-range jumper. But, of course, you got a big crowd here at MVP. You want to finish off with a good performance on your home floor if you're Saskatoon. Bandu, Tavian Dunmartin slashing inside, kicks it, extra pass, up top, Bediako. Still plenty of time here for the Mamba, 12 on the shot clock as Chaplin works his way inside, swing pass into the corner. Good closeout by Johnson. Leaves the lane open though for Townsend, who floats it home.
Yeah, great left hand by Townsend right there. Tack the middle, right into that single hand floater.
6-4 Calgary, 2.5 minutes in. Pull up baseline, Ruggsy can't hit the shot. Rebounded by Bediako.
And this is where the Mamba can be so good if they're just aggressive in transition like Jameer Chaplin was right there.
Chaplin hammering it through. He's got 4 early points for the Mamba. Entry pass, Swanton-Roger to the corner. Cheney closed down by TDM. Still puts it up, but too strong on the take. Dunmartin pushing it up the floor. Cheney stays right with him and knocks it out of bounds.
But that's the pace the Mamba have to try to play with those last 2 possessions. Get those defensive rebounds and get out and run.
Townsend at the top of the arc, hands it off. Gets it back from Bandu. Chased off the line and now fouled by Marlon Johnson Jr. First foul either way here comes over 3 minutes into the contest. .14 on the shot clock. Dunn-Martin for three. Rims out. Tavian Dunn-Martin looking to set a single season record as Marlon Johnson Jr. converts the full court pass.
Yeah, sometimes when you're not playing for standings anymore, it kind of almost takes that weight off your shoulders that the Surge have had all season with their struggles. Now they're just able to play free, be who they are, and get out in transition.
Bediako puts it in. Ruggsy pushing the pace. Finds Cheney on the baseline, extra pass. Swanton Roger blocked by Bediako. That's two. Then Chaplin runs into Johnson, who picks up his second here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and that's a tough second foul right there, putting Marlon Johnson to the bench for former Saskatchewan Rattler, Dion Edgen.
That's right, one ex-Rattler for another. Of course, Marlon Johnson Jr., part of that inaugural championship season here in Saskatoon back in 2019, a guy who's served plenty of time in this Canadian Elite Basketball League. So Jaden Bediako unofficially with 2 block shots here in the opening quarter, just one away from tying the all-time record held by Prince Odro as Bandu can't hit the three. Long rebound collected by Adeladoon. Adeladoon's three won't go, rebounded by Townsend. Our officials tonight are led by a crew chief, Chris Brischuk. The umpires are Matt Fidelik and David Hirsch. Jaden Clayton into the game, as is Easton Tim, who takes it right to the basket, but can't finish. Damari Monsanto is also checked in for the Mamba. Ruggsy driving, lays it up, no good. Mamba get the rebound. Clayton with a drop off, Monsanto. He's no stranger to shooting from deep, oh my. And Damari Monsanto with a deep three to kick it off.
He's been absolutely lights out since joining the Mamba a couple games ago.
25 points in Friday's win over the Edmonton Stingers, and the target score winner for Damari Monsanto, the first of his young CEBL career. This Western Conference game is presented by Cal Tire, and we will have more of it on the other side of this break. 4:49 to go in the first quarter, and the Mamba with a 3-point lead. You're watching Canada's Professional Basketball League on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Back inside Merlis Belsher Place, we're getting a close-up look at one of the Saskatchewan Huskies, Easton Tim. He's had a good season for the Mamba this year. With more on his contributions and those of his Huskies teammate, Mo Mahadi, let's send it over to Katrin Hodson.
Yes, well, I had the chance to catch up with assistant coach Jamie Campbell last week, and he emphasized just how cool and special it is this season to have so many local athletes and coaches involved with this team. Speaking specifically about Mo Mahadi and Easton Tim, he emphasized the fact that not only are 2 U Sports players on this team, but they have both helped win games this season. That's 2 kids from Saskatoon who played a part in all of this, and that's pretty amazing. On top of that, to have well-known local basketball guys like Greg Jockums, Rob Lovelace, and Campbell as well on the coaching staff, there's just a lot of local people having played a big role in this, and Campbell said that's probably the most exciting part. He also credited Coach Fox for trusting Mahadi and Tim on the court, for giving them minutes, and then them for proving they deserved it. For Campbell, who is also head coach of the University of Saskatchewan men's basketball team, seeing two of his players have this moment and grow as people, leaders, and athletes is very special, and he said, "I'm just super proud of them."
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Katrin. Big dunk there by Callum Swanton-Roger to bring the Surge within a single point. Bandu driving off the glass, won't go. Rebounded by Miller-Moore. And now pass intercepted by Jaden Clayton, who races down the floor. Kick out Monsanto for three. No, that rims out. And now a long pass for Adeladoon. It's a track meet here in the first quarter. And the Surge push in front by one.
Yeah, and there's a couple times now the Mamba have gotten beat on that defensive transition where they just don't have their proper alignment. Different lineups out here than maybe what we've seen all season, but they got to make sure that they have that taken care of.
Monsanto, step back, long two. No, rebounded by Swanton-Roger. And Cheney hits the gas to the glass and in. Count the basket and a foul coming against Easton Tim. That's the first foul on the Mamba here in this opening quarter. And now the other Husky that Katrin just spoke of, Mahadi, checks in as he'll replace Devontae Bandu.
Yeah, and Coach Fox said he was going to play a number of guys tonight. We're less than 7 minutes into the game, and 10 different players have already hit the floor.
Cheney at the line, 82.5% on the season, and he makes the free throw to complete the three-point play and give Calgary a 4-point lead. Scan the QR code for your chance to win the ultimate CEBL finals trip, courtesy of redtag.ca. You could score round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and courtside seats to the CEBL finals. Visit cebl.ca/redtag for more details. Johnny Hughes III into the game for Saskatoon. A lot of contact in the paint. And J3, as Isaiah Fox refers to him, will go to the line for a couple free throws.
Yeah, and just a better offensive possession there for the Mamba. Getting the ball inside and out from one side of the floor to the other. It's difficult for this Surge team to be able to handle those closeouts and those secondary rotations when they do that.
That foul committed by Josh Francis, who's just into the game for Calgary, playing just his second game with the Surge out of the University of Lethbridge. Sincere Carey has also checked in for Calgary. And those are the first points this season for Johnny Hughes III, playing in his 5th game since rejoining this team. Played 5 with the Rattlers last year. And he pulls the Mamba within a pair. 15-13 Calgary, under 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Carey pulls up at the free throw line, knocks down the jumper.
Yeah, and that's just too easy by the Mamba right there. Just came off a ball screen very simply and got to his spot. Got to give up more resistance than that.
Hughes the third, little Euro step, draws the contact. Oh, they're going to call a travel, excuse me. It's Hughes called for the walk.
Yeah, right now the energy's just down in this game. The Mamba need to be able to pick that up. They want to play with pace. The Calgary Surge are just fine with me slowing this game down and having it sort of be a slugfest. The Mamba got to be the ones to dictate that pace.
Rugsy spinning baseline, couldn't find the open man for the pass, but Carey gets the offensive rebound out for Dion Edgem, whose 3 is off the mark. Jaden Clayton figures to get a lot of minutes here this afternoon. And a nice addition here in the second half for the Mamba. Now Monsanto trying to shake loose from Edgem. Finds Tim, who's met at the rim by Francis. Little U-Sport on U-Sport crime there. And Rugsy's fouled at the other end.
Yeah, Jaden Clayton's been a great addition here for the Mamba over the course of the season. Been able to just get TDM off the ball, be able to get in there, get into the paint, and he's also been such a great defender, taking charges and taking those primary ball handling responsibilities.
And now the CBL debut, checking in for the Calgary Surge, wearing numeral 0, is Omichi Williams. set to join the St. Trojans this fall, but has previously played out in the ACAC at Keano College, and now gets an offensive rebound on the miss by Rugsy. Miller Moore had to turn to take that pass. Throws it into the corner. And a three-pointer for Williams spins out. Mahadi getting some action for the first time in a while here for Saskatoon. Gives it to Clayton. Out, up for Monsanto. Hits the three. It's almost like he's more comfortable about 3 or 4 feet behind that line, Eric.
Yeah, once those feet are set, it really, the range from which he shoots it from doesn't really matter. But for the Mamba, it's all about what's happening down here.
Rugsy, no, gets another opportunity, misses that one too. A third try, that's not the charm. And out of bounds off of the Surge. Cal Tire, proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com.
You can see Rugsy Miller-Moore was frustrated on that last one. 3 bunnies for him, not shots he usually misses, but you know he'll bounce back and get back on defense.
Here's Tim underneath the hoop. And some contact there from Williams, who will pick up his first foul of the day. Or are they just going to say out of bounds?
Just out of bounds.
Just an out of bounds play, pardon me. Good hands from Williams to knock it loose. Johnny Hughes the third, 4 on the shot clock. Brings it inside. That will be a foul this time. And free throws upcoming here for Johnny Hughes the third. As Edgem picks up the foul. Low scoring opening quarter here, as we're just 30 seconds away from the end of the frame, and neither team has hit the 20-point mark yet. Yeah, that one will tie it at 17.
And the Mamba aren't going to be happy with their defensive effort. Despite the Surge maybe not scoring a ton of points here in this first quarter, it's about the little things, the 50-50 balls, the offensive rebounds. Those little things they cannot have happen in a playoff game.
Well, and that's something Isaiah Fox has been very happy with the last couple of games, is the defensive effort by this Mamba team, which is ranked last in the league in points allowed per game all season long. Three-pointer from Francis comes up short. Now, Sincere Carey holding perhaps for the final shot, is the shot clock and game clock nearly identical. Carey trying to turn the corner on Mahadi, who gets a hand on the ball, and no shot. Great defense there from Mohamed Mahadi to close out the frame and allow the Mamba to take a 1-point lead to the break. 18-17 Saskatoon on the final day of the regular season. You're watching the Canadian Elite Basketball League live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Need a goalie? I'll hop in here. Let's have some fun.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime.
Canadian hoops.
Two-hand sweep. Oh, what a block from behind.
Low scoring game after 1 quarter of play as the Saskatoon Mamba lead the Calgary Surge 18-17 as we get a look at the big man for the Mamba, Jaden Bediako, who's on the verge of making some major history. Let's send it over to Katrin, who has more on that.
Well, the current record, all-time record for shots blocked is 96. Bediako stands to break that record tonight if he gets 4 blocks. Last season, he broke the CEBL single-season record with an epic 49 total shots blocked over 22 games. This season, he's had 32 over 18 games. All of this puts him at a total of 93 shots blocked over 3 seasons. In 2024, he also had 12. That was his first season. With that, 4 tonight, he'll hit 97, and that breaks the league's all-time shots blocked record. He's currently 1 away from tying it, 2 away from breaking it. I interviewed him last season when he broke the franchise record, and he was all smiles, very happy about it. It was pretty funny because he kept checking in with our broadcast and stats team to see if he had indeed broken the record. It will be exciting tonight if he manages to crack that. He's also just known as a great teammate. Tavian Dunn-Martin speaking about him yesterday morning, saying he brings a lot of presence in the paint. He's a good person, a good teammate, on the court, off the court. Before he got here, they were 0-4 when he got here. They won several games in a row. So having him on the team is a blessing. TDM says it's a big part of their success. Will be very exciting if he does break that record tonight.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Katrin. Yeah, don't tell me players aren't aware of the numbers. You know, we often hear the cliche, I don't care about that kind of stuff. Dunn-Martin can't hit the 3. Bediako fights for the rebound, but trust me, these players know where they stand. Tavian Dunn-Martin, one of those, looking for that record-breaking triple. Bandu, meanwhile, hoists one up. No, but there's Jameer Chaplin doing what he does, flying in for the putback.
Yeah, great couple possessions to start this second quarter for the Mamba. Playing with pace, getting the ball inside and out, but Sincere Carey's had 2 big shots here to start this second quarter for the Surge.
Back-to-back threes by Carey. Calgary up by 1. Bediako couldn't go up for the shot. Kicks it out to Townsend, now driving inside. Can't get loose, but a foul called on the play, and this one's on Omichi Williams, who picks up his first. And we want to update you on that block number, as Katrin was just telling you about it. Of course, Bediako coming in 4 away from setting that all-time mark. He had 2 in that first quarter, so that moves him 1 away from tying Prince Odro and 1 from setting the record. He's also passed Khalif Young for second all-time with those 2 in the opening quarter. Khalif Young had 94, has 94 in his career. Here's Chaplin for 3. No good, and Bediako can't get the tip. Surge leading it by 1, couple minutes into the second quarter. Carey looking to stay hot, and the heat check is a good one. And that's going to prompt a timeout from Isaiah Fox. Looking to use a stoppage here to cool off Sincere Carey.
Yeah, 3 big threes to start this quarter, 9 points. A tough matchup right now for the Mamba.
We'll take a break as well. You're watching the Canadian Elite Basketball League live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL+.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa. Thank you. That's my job. So you were saying...
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
The CEBL, Canada's Pro Basketball League, and redtag.ca brings Canadian basketball fans a chance to save up to $300 off on vacation bookings all season long with promo code CEBLFans. I wonder how our mascots would spend their time on vacation. Book today with Red Tag and save $300.
redtag.ca.
Checking in on the Calgary Surge huddle after that timeout called by Saskatoon head coach Isaiah Fox, as the Surge are out to a 4-point lead now here early in this second quarter. What do you think was the focus of that timeout for Saskatoon, Eric?
I think it's pretty simple. Somebody's got to find Sincere Carey. A big start to this quarter, and he's been a guy who's caused havoc this entire game, getting the ball into the paint, kicking it out for open teammates, setting that tone and tempo. And he might have a little something special in the tank playing against TDM right here. Both of them were teammates back at Duquesne, and they both have spoken fondly of that time, but a little extra rivalry might just be there.
Yeah, a little personal one-on-one matchup here as well. Townsend, Chaplin for three, no. Rebounded by Bediako, trying to work his way free, but he stepped out of bounds. Or are they going to call foul here? Pardon me. They're going to call Swanton Roger. Looked like Matt Fidelic was making the baseline out of bounds signal there, but no, before that happened, there's plenty of contact across both arms there from Swanton Roger, as you can see on the replay.
And the Mamba offense to start this quarter has been pretty good. Their spacing's been solid. They've been creating open shots. Haven't fallen yet, but that's a much improved possession right there, hitting Jaden Bediako on the short roll.
He hesitated for a beat there. I was surprised at how wide open he was in the paint for a rare occasion for JB.
Yeah, and sometimes Jaden gets a little hesitant in there, but the Mamba are at their best when he's an aggressive scorer.
Deladoon trying to attack the basket. Runs into a wall. We'll wait to see on that. Could be another block for Bediako. Here's Carey with a reverse. That's his first miss after 4 made field goals, including 3 from beyond the arc. He had a game-high 11 points so far. TDM up top. Bediako couldn't attack that pass. It was too tight to the rim. Carey, no-look pass underneath the basket for Monty Cheney rather. We've got an injured player here that has prompted a stoppage. A Surge player.
It's Dion Edgum.
It's Edgum. In some discomfort just in front of the Calgary bench. And he's going to make his way off. Looks like he's grabbing at the back of his left leg, and you certainly hope that's not anything too serious for Edgum, who's really one of the good guys in this league.
Yeah, he and his entire family are just sort of basketball legends across Canada. Sister playing at Gonzaga in the WNBA as well. His older brother, Melvin, still playing across in Spain. Just a consistent family who's just great people and great basketball players.
He is staying on the bench, so that's a good sign for Calgary as Bandu has it stripped by Johnson. Marlon Johnson Jr. back into the game after those 2 first quarter fouls. Cheney now settling it down in the half court. To the corner, and he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, you can see the freedom the Surge are playing with. They recognize that they're kind of playing with house money at this point. Just free movement, and they're locking in defensively. Sometimes that's what you expect to go as the defensive side of the floor, but so far tonight, the Surge have been fully locked in.
Dunn Martin. Guarded by Adeladoon, but a little too tight on that coverage by Olu Adeladoon.
Yeah, and TDM's a little quicker than most guys are sort of used to. He's sort of a change of pace, and with that change of pace, it's sometimes for those longer defenders hard to keep that space.
That's 3 team fouls already in the opening 4 minutes of this second quarter for Calgary. The Mamba do not have a foul here in the second. As Jaden Clayton, Damari Monsanto check in for Dunn Martin. And you can see who left the floor there. Townsend cut off out for Clayton. Inside, Bediako trying to back down Swanton Roger. Fighting to win that possession, but a 3 in the key called against Saskatoon. Callum Swanton Roger has had a pretty impressive season here for Calgary, coming in and really becoming a key contributor down the stretch.
Yeah, just a young guy from Calgary getting a chance to play back in his hometown, and he's grown as this season has gone. Sort of figuring out the professional game. It's a great introductory as he's looking to go play overseas this fall.
Clayton coast to coast, no. But gets the rebound out to Monsanto. 3 comes up short. We've got a foul, though, on the loose ball. And that one's on Marlon Johnson Jr. That's his 3rd here in the opening half. Dave DeViro less than pleased with that call.
Yeah, just helping the officials remember the foul count here. It's the old classic coach move. But so far, the Surge have earned every single one.
New Era is the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL and all 10 of its teams from coast to coast. Pick up your official replica jerseys now by visiting CEBL.ca. I'm sure the Mamba are hoping to see a few of those Saskatoon jerseys in the stands in Winnipeg on Thursday for that Western Conference semifinal as Clayton knocks down a three. And the Mamba back within one as we approach the midway mark of the second quarter. Carey swings it out for Rugsy Miller-Moore. Giving it back, Sincere Carey slashing inside, up top, Swanton Roger pulls it down and then throws it down.
Yeah, and Sincere Carey's been the guy this entire game, just creating different opportunities for his teammates.
Steals it too at the defensive end, and now fast break for the Surge. Cheney maybe overcomplicating things a little bit there, but it is a kickball call against Saskatoon.
Yeah, I think a little bit of crossed wires there in transition. Rugsy thinking that the ball might get thrown up high, and just great defense by Jameer Chaplin getting back and recognizing what the Surge were trying to do.
Johnny used the third back in for the Mamba, spelling off Jameer Chaplin, and Joshua Francis will take the place of Callum Swanton Roger on the Surge side. 19 on the shot clock. Surge looking to add to a three-point lead. Rugsy inside, Francis. Nice patience as he puts it in and draws a foul on Tim.
And the Surge are just being very poised in everything they do. Nothing is rushed. They're getting their spots, they're getting to balance, and their spacing's been pristine this entire game.
Yeah, second foul on Tim. He'll head to the bench, replaced by Marcus Harding, who makes his first appearance here today. Francis at the line. Can't complete the three-point play. It remains a 5-point Surge lead with 4.5 to go in the half. Monsanto on the block, trying to work his way inside. Jumper short, rebounded by Francis. Cheney splits through the D and lays it off the glass.
And here's the hope we talked about. You can see the Surge confidence building as this goes. They don't want to go down without a fight.
Chaplin right back into it. Can't finish. Harding cannot get two hands on that rebound. Cheney puts it up for Miller-Moore.
And there's that athleticism we were talking about. Just throw it up and he'll go get it.
Monsanto with an answer. A big one there for the Mamba to staunch the bleeding just a little bit. And Dave DeVera wants to talk things over. He was already calling for the timeout before Monsanto knocked that shot down.
Yeah, he just did not love that defensive transition. It's one thing if you're going to be able to score 2 points in transition, but if you're just going to give up 3 on the other end, you're still down. So it's not worth it. And he could see that a mile away. When the Surge got out in transition there, their safety was not set. Nobody found Monsanto in transition.
Jaden Bediako indeed was credited with his third block of the game there a few moments ago, so he is now tied Prince Odro for the CEBL all-time lead with 96 career block shots. That covers regular season and playoffs, but in the case of Bediako, he's about to play his first CEBL playoff game on Thursday, so he's done all of that in regular season play in basically 2.25 seasons of work.
Yeah.
Really impressive stuff from him.
Really impressive stuff. His growth throughout those two seasons has really been phenomenal as he's gone from a shot blocker, a rim protector, and advanced his scoring to a whole different level than when he came into this league.
So as we reset here with 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter, it's the Surge with a 36-30 lead. Sincere Carey, Rugsy Miller-Moore, Armani Cheney, Joshua Francis, and Olu Deladoon on the floor. And the Mamba countering with Tavian Dunn-Martin, Johnny Hughes III, Jaden Clayton, Damari Monsanto, and Marcus Harding. As again, Tavian Dunn-Martin just needs one three-pointer to be the all-time single-season leader in the CEBL. But here's Rugsy right out of the timeout and into the cup.
Yeah, Coach Fox isn't going to be happy with that out of the timeout. Getting beat right off that first pass, right for a layup.
It's the largest lead, 1 point shy of Calgary's largest lead of the game at 8. Monsanto, step back 2, bottom of the bucket. Mari Monsanto is the one player who has it going here offensively in the first half for Saskatoon. Cheney now, 4-3, that's short, and Harding is there for the rebound. Dunmartin taking it right to the rack and lays it in.
And that's what the Mamba need to do, push in transition. The Surge are a little shorter on bodies tonight than the Mamba are, so they should be able to play with that energy that entire time.
And that's something we've seen TDM do with more frequency as this season has gone on, is when they're respecting the three-point shot, attack the basket. That's how he won the game in Edmonton the other night. Clayton all the way to the basket but can't finish. And now Ruggsy still at the other end. Reverse jam. A little extra flair there from Ruggsy Miller-Moore. 6-point Calgary lead. And all kinds of contact there as Carey was trying to stay with Clayton. That foul will go against Sincere Carey, or are they going to call someone else here?
That moves
Calgary,
Calgary, and that moves Calgary Surge into the bonus, so that's going to put Clayton to the line.
That's the first on Carey, and we got subs happening on both sides here. And the last available man who we haven't seen yet is about to check in for Saskatoon, that being DeAndre Bernard. And there he is, replacing Johnny Hughes III. Gets a nice round of applause from the home fans here in Saskatoon. Jaden Clayton at the line. It's the first. 83% in his first 8 games as a pro is Clayton.
And the Surge have just been doing so many things well this game so far. 7 offensive rebounds, 9 assists, they're sharing the ball, and 5 steals. Everything's just clicking right now for them, and they're gaining that confidence.
Did they just call Carey for another foul? I thought it was just a lane violation, but they just announced a foul here in the building. I think a technical foul was called on Carey, as Tavian Dunmartin will shoot that free throw. So Carey probably still talking about the first foul he got whistled for, and officials decided they had heard enough. So 3 to make 2 there, in a sense, for the Mamba. And it's a 4-point Calgary lead. Cheney working his way inside, draws the contact. That'll go against TDM.
And again, Surge just doing the little things right, continuing to attack the lane, get inside. Armani Cheney there, sort of forcing the issue, recognizing that the foul count's a little bit lopsided right now and that the officials are going to be looking to even that up a little bit. Does a great job of forcing contacts and getting himself to the line.
Cheney, second trip to the line here this afternoon, which is quickly moving into the evening here in Saskatoon. And now 3 for 3 from the stripe is Cheney for 11 points, tied for the game high with his teammate Sincere Carey. So the Surge getting plenty of production out of their guards in this first half. Mahadi turns the corner but loses the handle. Miller-Moore, 3-on-1 run out. 3-point try, Cheney, no. And Harding is there for the board. Dunmartin steps back, hoists it up, can't hit. Still looking for that history-making 3, and the long pass off the fingertips of Miller-Moore.
And the Mamba have been so good this entire season about getting out in transition, sort of on the counterattack, whether that be off of a turnover or off of a defensive rebound. And tonight, that advantage definitely goes to the Surge. They're getting those defensive rebounds, and they already have somebody leaking down the floor behind the safety of the Mamba, where they're just throwing it over top.
TDM checking out. Clayton back on the floor after a very quick break. Gives it to Monsanto. That's good. Another one from well beyond the arc. His third of the game.
Another great play coming out of the break right there.
Carey fouled from behind as Clayton got the back of his hand on that jump shot. So interesting, with 1:12 to go here in the half, Eric, and Tavian Dunn-Martin taking a seat on the bench. We were told before the game that in all likelihood, the Mamba starters would play little to no minutes in the second half here today. But Isaiah Fox also told us yesterday that if there's an opportunity to get some guys some historic numbers, that he supports that, and he will make that effort if the player wants to get back out there. So be curious to see whether we see TDM again in the second half, as he does need that 1 3-pointer to set a new single season mark here in the CEBL.
Yeah.
One of those subplots that you can focus a little bit more on in a game that doesn't impact the standings.
Well, and I think coming into this game, some people might expect this for the score to be flipped and the Mamba to have the major advantage over it. But so far this game, it's been the Surge taking it to him. So you got to wonder if winning is more important than anything right now.
Mahadi, no. Monsanto blocked, but gets it back and puts it in. Calgary with a 3-point lead. We're into the final minute of the opening half. Carey gives it to Cheney. This has been a dynamic duo here in the opening 20 for the Surge. Cheney, bounce pass, so Deladoon can't finish. And Harding, who's had a productive half on the glass, adds another to his tally. And now a whistle and a foul on the reach by Cheney, as he will pick up his first foul of the day.
And a fortunate series of events right there for the Mamba, with a great backdoor cut there by the Surge, just couldn't finish at the rim. And then a bit of a light foul to put the Mamba back in the line, and definitely not the guy the Surge want to see at the free throw line right now.
Man, Monsanto has just been an absolute injection of energy and of course scoring as well for the Mamba. Coming to the team just a couple of weeks ago. This is his 6th game with the organization, as the Surge have called a timeout with 20.8 seconds remaining in the half. But Damari Monsanto has had one quiet game, but really has replaced that offense that the Mamba lost with the departure of Jalen Williams, and then some.
Yeah, and he's provided them flexibility within their lineups as well. One of the great things that Jalen Williams did for them was go and allow the Mamba to get small. And when they lost Jalen Williams to Summer League, they lost some of that flexibility. But Monsanto coming in has created that flexibility, allowed Trey Townsend to be more of a distributor and playmaker, and he's just hit shots for them time after time.
And Ruggsy Miller-Moore, of course, continues to do what he does so well, that is get to the rim. Couple of dunks here as part of 8 first half points. He's also got 8 rebounds in this opening half and 3 assists along with a steal. So just another day at the office for Ruggsy.
Yeah, he does such a great job of getting out in transition, finding those open spots, and sort of sneaking his way behind the defense, where once he has a step on you, he's such a great athlete, you're not going to be able to stop him. So the Mamba have got to do a better job of finding him early and finding him as the shot's going up, because once the rebound's secured, it's too late.
And really, when you talk about this sort of tale of 2 seasons that the Surge have had, it was a really rough start for them, 1-13 over their first 14 games, and even prior to that, about 8 or 9 games in, there was talk of certain players wanting out, you know, and you got to give guys like Ruggsy Miller-Moore credit for staying the course and keeping the ship on track. They were not going to make the playoffs, but it's been a real nice regroup here, and you got to give Ruggsy a lot of credit for leading the charge. Final seconds now of the half as he will drive it, kick to the corner, extra pass. Cheney has to put it up. There's Carey, that's too late, and it misses anyway. So that will bring it into the half, and a nice push in the last couple minutes by the Mamba, who trailed by as many as 9, but are back within a single point after 20 minutes of play. Surge with a 44-43 lead, and we're 20 minutes away from getting to the postseason, but still some work to be done. Let us let you know what's coming up at the half. The CDIC Top Defensive Plays of the Month for July. Katrin will interview Surge head coach Dave DeViro. We'll check out the first half stats and Eric's players to watch. But right now, we're going to go over to Katrin with our sideline halftime interview. She's standing by with Ruggsy Miller-Moore.
All right, Rugsy, we know you've had a challenging season, but this is a good game so far. How are you feeling heading into the second half with the lead?
Feel good. Just trying to get my legs back under me. We had a crazy travel period to get here, so just happy to be here.
All right, what are you looking for in that second half? What do you want from your teammates and from yourself?
Just play loose, have fun. We know this game really doesn't mean anything initially right now for this season, but hopefully we can win and go out on a high for next summer.
Are you having fun tonight? Is that the hope?
Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm having a blast, actually.
All right, well, good luck in the second half. Thank you so much. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Katrin. Yeah, always appreciate Rugsy's professionalism. Win or lose, he's always willing to spend some time with us, and we appreciate that. And he had a solid first half there for Calgary with 8 points and 8 rebounds as the Surge lead it 44-43. Halftime coming up next here from Saskatoon. You're watching the Canadian Elite Basketball League live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
A night where they're missing a number of regulars, including Matthew Comba, David Joplin, Javante Brown, the suspended Addy Patterson. Lefile there on his way to the rack, stolen away by Carey.
He might have to figure out kind of what the recipe is for the timing that he needs to catch and shoot those. But you know it's going to get going.
3 passes up the court. Coach Rand sensing a little bit of danger here. He says we can calm it down, back within single digits.
Sizing things up, going to work against Comba. Johnson came out to help. Comba comes in, he got a hand to it and took away that last chance. The extra effort made to the buzzer, making a difference there for Calgary, but they trail it by 3 after the opening 10 minutes.
Here's Osawe working on Osborne. Osborne played for Montreal once upon a time. Here's a take, and the ball's knocked away. It's Osborne, lead pass to Teddy Allen, and Allen throws it down with a 2-hand flush.
That's what the Sea Bears do, right? That defensive intensity. You can see how hard they were working there. They're just putting the pressure on the Alliance, and then, of course, a run-out Teddy with the easy dunk.
He has a great reputation here in the CEBL as a hard worker on both ends of the floor. Here's Karnick using his size on DJ Burns, and he's blocked by Simon Hildebrand.
He wants to push it. Pass is picked off by Powell. That's an underrated part of his game. He can score, we know that, but he is savvy on defense as well. Miller inside with the right is good. Yeah, you can.
Sidecar passers, Hunter, Memphis Tigers. 8 left in the shot clock. Hunter denied, 4th block of the day. Here's a 2-on-2 for the Lions.
Go in the basket, so their defensive intensity has picked up speed.
Good to go, fully clear. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Boucard driving inside. Ambrose Hilton swats it into the first row.
And that's what Ambrose Hilton's a great athlete. Guillaume Boucard is a nice attacker, but Ambrose Hilton was able to catch up.
Trey Thomas, nice play. Oh, Akoy! Oh boy, Akoy does it again. The Shooting Stars shining right now.
Let's look at Akoy Uart on this play. Can't get that look, but Akoy Uart came soaring so fast that the camera couldn't even catch it.
The CEBL, Canada's Pro Basketball League, and redtag.ca brings Canadian basketball fans a chance to save up to $300 off on vacation bookings all season long with promo code CEBLFans. I wonder how our mascots would spend their time on vacation. Book today with Red Tag and save $300.
Redtag.ca.
keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment? When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Halftime underway here at Merlis Belsher Place. It is a mascot brouhaha here at MVP as the Mamba actually just introduced their new second mascot. There you see It's. No name yet. I believe they're going to have a fan contest to name Swish's buddy. So I don't think the loyal fans, fret not, Swish isn't going anywhere. They're just adding another member to the Mamba family here late in the season as we get back to the basketball of it all here in this halftime as the Calgary Surge lead the Mamba by a single point. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that opening half of action. Eric, what stood out to you in the opening 20 minutes?
Just the energy and the effort of which the Surge came to play with tonight. Defensively, offensively, they're doing all the little things. 10 assists in that first half, 6 steals. They're getting the ball inside and attacking the rim. They're playing with force, and the Mamba are struggling right now to sort of get into their usual offensive rhythm. Credit to them. They've had a better second quarter there, better pace and flow to the game, and they've been led by Damari Monsanto with 18 first half points.
Yeah, Damari Monsanto, really, without him, the Surge, or rather the Mamba might be down double digits here at the half as Monsanto, 6 of 11 shooting, including 4 of 6 from beyond the arc as he just continues to contribute to the cause here in Saskatoon. And no doubt if the Mamba are going to have success in the playoffs, Damari Monsanto is going to be a big part of it. But at the other end, kind of a two-headed attack between Sincere Carey and Armani Chaney, who combined for 24 of those 44 Surge points as we now look at the halftime stats. And as you can see, Calgary shooting the ball well. In fact, both teams with a pretty good percentage. The three-point shooting, though, kind of on trend for both teams, although both are below their season averages in that department. And how about the Mamba with 12 assists on 15 made field goals in that first half? That's a big reason why they're still just 1 point down, despite some uneven play in that first half from the home side.
Yeah, the Surge have been doing a great job on the offensive glass. 7 offensive rebounds has given them a number of second chance opportunities, and they've scored 10 points off turnovers, 12 points off the fast break. Those numbers are connected to each other. They got to keep doing a great job of getting their hands in the passing lane and leaking out in transition.
All right, we've got third quarter action just a few minutes away, but first we're going to step aside once more from Saskatoon as you're watching the Canadian Elite Basketball League live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Yo, need a goalie? I'll hop in here. Let's have some fun.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa, thanks. That's my job.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
RedTag.ca.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa. Thank you. That's my job. So you were saying?
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Getting set for third quarter action here in Saskatoon, and without further ado, let's send it over to Katrin Hodson, who's standing by with Surge head coach Dave DeViro.
All right, Coach. First half, what did you see out there that you want to keep seeing? What do you want to see your team improve on?
I'd like to see us move the ball a little bit more. I thought every time we moved the ball, we were in good shape. You know, when the ball got stuck, we got stuck a little bit. And defensively, a little more urgency on their shooters. I mean, I'm not sure what the gentleman's name is. Number 12 was killing us in the first half, just going off, right? And so we got to do a better job of finding him on the floor and not letting him get easy shots.
And just a bit of a pivot, but reflecting back on this season, this is the last home season game for the Mamba here in Saskatoon. For the Surge, you know, what are you really proud of when it comes to this team and how they've played, their resilience, the character and strength that they've shown?
Just the way we battled back. You know, it would have been easy for us to quit and roll over, but our guys, you know, they dug in and they fought and showed resiliency, like you said, and just really, really proud in the way they've come back.
All right, well, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in that second half. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Katrin. And Dave DeViro deserves a lot of the credit as well for this second half. Of course, a coaching change made after an 0-7 start for the Surge, Eric, and DeViro coming in and really setting a bit of a different tone. And he got the players to buy in, really, when it looked like there was not a lot to play for.
Yeah, I've been a part of a staff that's had that changeover in the middle of the season, and it's difficult because you don't have a ton of you don't have a ton of practice time. You're trying to do everything on the fly, and he's done a phenomenal job of resetting the culture here, resetting the energy, and pushing everybody in the same direction.
All right, you had highlighted a couple players to watch before this game. Let's take a look at how they did in the first half.
Yeah, starting off with Rugsy Miller-Moore. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He's done a little bit of everything, and he's that consummate leader for the group. He's the steadying force, the guy who's just going to make sure that when things aren't going away, he's going to regroup and help everybody get back on track. And Trey Townsend, hey, not a ton of minutes today for this starting group, but he's been efficient while he's there. 1 for 1 from the field, 2 rebounds, taking on some of those big defensive assignments. Just a guy who does a little bit of everything for this Mamba team.
All right, it is time now for our Red Tag Path to the Playoffs update. Here is how the standings shape up. This is fully updated. This is the final game here in Saskatoon. Every other game has been played. The last one to be complete will be this one here. So you can see where things shake down in the East. Scarborough beating Brampton earlier today to become the first ever team in CEBL history to accomplish a 20-win regular season. What a run it's been for Scarborough. They'll be the number 1 seed. They'll face Niagara on Thursday. Brampton will host Ottawa as Montreal ended up the odd one out there in that East. And then, of course, here in the West, we've known this for a few days now. Saskatoon will be heading to Winnipeg. Well, we've known that basically since yesterday, I should say, after Vancouver beat Winnipeg to secure top spot. The Bandits will host Edmonton on Thursday. And yes, the Mamba head to take on the Sea Bears. And while we have a very quick minute, of course, fans may already be aware, but if not, a bit of an unfortunate incident in Winnipeg last night. The Sea Bears have issued a statement after Teddy Allen, their star player and potential MVP of the league this year, was the victim of an assault at a downtown Winnipeg establishment last night. He ended up in the hospital. As we understand, head coach and GM Mike Rainbow, as well as chair of the team David Asper, were with him. And now it sounds like he's not severely injured, which is good news. Of course, the Sea Bears are focused on Allen's health and supporting him and his family. This will be the only statement they make. But, of course, just an unfortunate situation at the end of the season. And, of course, with the Mamba heading to Winnipeg on Thursday. Of course, the priority is on Teddy Allen's health first and foremost, and the legal situation, however that develops. But good news to hear that he's not seriously hurt, and we just want to wish him the best after what transpired last night in Winnipeg.
Yeah, tough situation, but Teddy Allen's a tough guy. You know, he's going to bounce back, and he's going to be excited to be ready for the playoffs.
And of course, should he play on Thursday, he will be a major piece of the puzzle for the Sea-Bears, who are looking for that first ever playoff victory in franchise history. As we're back underway to start the third quarter here in Saskatoon, Ryan Flaherty, Eric Magdans, Katrin Hodson with you. Surge opening it up with 2 from Olu Adeladoon to stretch their lead to 3 points. And it is the starting 5 back out on the floor to begin the second half for the Mamba. So a little contrary to what we were told prior to this one. Townsend, though, throws it away, but the Surge give it right back as that full court pass a little too far for Deladoon.
Yeah, and I think Coach Fox is seeing right from the start here that rest isn't the most important thing. It's about finding that rhythm, getting yourself ready for playoffs. Lots of time to get yourself rested before that Thursday night game. Want to make sure that everybody's in good spirits and understanding how to play the right way.
Here's a three-point try for Chaplin. That goes in and out. And it'll be Surge ball after it goes out of bounds. This Western Conference game is presented by Cal Tire. 46-43, Calgary in front. Swanton Roger gives it to Cheney, a little open space, but he can't hit the 3, and Townsend pulls down the board. Dunn Martin taking it inside, now weaving towards the corner. Runs into a bit of a trap, but finds Townsend outside the arc. Trey Townsend hits a 3. That's why they call him Trey.
And he's been lights out from 3 this entire season, shooting 47%. Not a guy you want to leave open, which has been a constant theme for this Mamba team all year.
Deladoon driving baseline and lays it in to put the Surge back in front by 2. Bandu with the ball, gives it to Dunn Martin. Inside Bediako, rolls it home.
And you can see the attention that TDM draws off that ball screen, leaving Jaden wide open as he rolls down the lane.
That's about the 3rd or 4th time here today that the Surge have tried that long pass, and it's been just a little too long.
Yeah, you almost wonder if they saw something on film where this Mamba might be a little bit slow getting back, and it's worth the risk.
Dunn Martin. Inside, there's Bediako again on the roll. Mamba picking the Surge apart on the pick and roll here in the third quarter. Ruggsy gets inside. That'll be a foul on the push. I think this is going to go on Townsend. No, it is Bediako. We thought he perhaps had secured that record-setting block, but he got a push in right before it happened, I think.
Yeah, and the Surge so far in the half court here in the second half have been playing with great spacing and great pace, where they've been able to attack a number of different ways, but where there's always a double gap for those guards to be able to attack.
Ruggsy hits the first free throw. 71.6% on the year coming into this one. Missed the second. Rebounded by Bediako. Mamba leading it by a single point. Townsend gives it to Bandu. Turns away from Deladoon and floats it home.
And we've seen more and more teams do this. They really want to push up on the Mamba as their three-point shooters. But that's created a ton of driving lanes as the season's progressed for this Mamba team.
Deladoon up top. Carey gets to the baseline. Now back inside and puts it home.
He had such a great impact in that first half. Between the top 3 of Carey, Cheney, and Miller-Moore in the first half, they had 32 of the Surge's 44 points.
And Carey now with 15, a team high, as Bandu puts up a 3. That's short. And the rebound goes out. And the Surge will take over. 3 minutes, 1 second gone in the third quarter. Armani Cheney checking back in for Calgary, as is the man that Dave DeVero couldn't quite come up with the name. By the way, Dave, it's Damari Monsanto. A lot of CEBL personnel are learning his name pretty quickly as he's become kind of the number 2 scoring option for Saskatoon down the stretch. And tonight he's been number 1. Miller Moore, three-pointer won't go. Dunmartin flies in for the rebound, up for Chaplin. Carey was back defensively. He'll throw it into the corner for Bandu. 3 is good. Devontae Bandu with a shot from long range now. Dunmartin, the steal, steps back and can't hit the 3. Oh, so close for TDM. 0 for 4 from deep here. And now a foul at the other end. And that one's on Bandu.
The Surge have been so good on the counterattack. A missed opportunity with TDM shooting that 3 in transition, but the Surge waste no time to get the ball down the floor and attack the rim.
Devontae Bandu, that's his first foul. Rugsy unsuccessful on the first free throw. As the Mamba have pushed in front here to begin this third quarter. Miller Moore 1 for 2. And TDM, you know he wants that record. But as he told us this week, he's not going to try to force it. He's going to let it come in the flow of the game. Now we've got a whistle and perhaps a clock issue here. As David Hirsch is here at the scorer's table.
Looks like the shot clock didn't get started when the ball inbounded. Just resetting it to get the proper time. Looks like 19 seconds on the clock for the Mamba on this possession.
It was odd because when I looked over after the whistle blew, that's what it said. But it was still ticking down, so just get it reset here. And then indeed you're correct, 19 on the shot clock, and now we're ready to resume play here. Dunmartin getting it right back. Gives it to Monsanto, over to Bandu. Cheney in his lap. Gives it to Bediako, who's cut off at the free throw line. Dunmartin gets a step, takes it right inside. Plenty of resistance down there, and he loses it out of bounds.
And the Mamba had a bunch of success to start this half by hitting Jaden Bediako on that short roll, or sometimes even on the deep roll where he had a chance to finish around the rim. Almost don't need to overcomplicate and get back to that action.
Surge down 3 with the ball. Muller Moore up top. Marlon Johnson Jr. back to Rugsy. Looking for an option. He's got 5 on the shot clock. Slips and loses the handle. Carey's going to have to put it up, and does. No good. And the Mamba grab the rebound. Bediako with another board. He's got 6 now today. Bandu puts up a 3. That's good. Devontae Bandu with his second 3 in the quarter. And a timeout called by the Surge as the Mamba have pushed out to a 6-point lead here midway through the third quarter. You're watching Canada's Professional Basketball League on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Welcome back to Merlis Belsher Place as the Mamba have taken the lead here in the third quarter, but the Calgary Surge, as we mentioned, have had a great push here in the second half of the season. With more on that, let's turn it over to Katrin.
Well, it's an interesting combo of teams tonight, as the Surge are in a similar position to where the Mamba were last year, which really just goes to show us all how much can change season over season. This is the first time that the Surge are missing the playoffs since 2023 when the franchise landed in Calgary. They made the finals in 2023 and 2025, and the playoffs in 2024. They had a rough start to the season this year, winning just 1 game out of 13. Their second half has been significantly better, but it was very hard to come back from that early season deficit. The Mamba know how that feels. They had a 9-0 run last year as the Rattlers, and we all know on the broadcast team, having been there through that it was tough for guys like Rugsy Miller-Moore, who's played on this team and seen 3 consecutive playoff appearances. It's not easy. But like the Rattlers last year, it was a real test of character and resilience, and we've seen that from Calgary this year. They stayed the course. They've also done so much off the court. Like the team said in an open letter to their fans, the story of their team expands far beyond basketball. It's not confined to the games. Of course they want to win, but it's also about the community impact, the free clinics, the revitalization of public spaces for youth, the 3x3 tournaments and community programming. They're a part of Calgary now, and will definitely be back next year refreshed, renewed, and ready for another season.
And Sean, a.k.a. Rugsy Miller-Moore, looks fresh as ever on that put-back dunk after some scrambly play with some turnovers each way. Monsanto with his 5th 3 of the game. And it's a 9-point lead for the Mamba.
And the Mamba have done a great job of changing the flow and the pace of this entire game in the third quarter. It's led to 20 quick points here, but that's because of their ball movement, their defensive energy, and their ability to get out in transition.
Rugsy can't get the short one to go on his own rebound. Clayton the other way finds Bandu. Devontae Bandu trying to make a little history of his own here this afternoon. Tim gets right to the basket. Count it, +1 for Easton Tim.
And another one of those short rolls where they have the big diving to the rim. The Surge have struggled with that all night and getting that second layer of help to be on the backside. The Mamba have to continue to look for that until the Surge adjust.
Bernard and Townsend back in for the Mamba. Francis and Deladoon back on the floor for the Surge as Easton Tim steps to the free throw line for a chance at 3. And he makes no mistake. And it is a 12-point lead for the Mamba, their largest of the contest.
We got a big lineup out here on the floor for the Mamba. A lot of long wings with Monsanto, Bernard, Trey Townsend, and really just one point guard out there in Jaden Clayton.
And Tim as well adding to the length on the floor. Miller-Moore still gets inside and draws a foul in the trees there. You know that Rugsy will never back down from a challenge, and any defender, regardless of size.
Yeah, he's a strong guy with some great balance. So once he gets in that lane, it's really hard to stay with him because he can change direction, change pace, and shoot the ball from a variety of different angles.
Fans, get your exclusive Mamba merch now, including script and snake t-shirts by visiting SaskatoonMambaShop.ca and support the team in their quest for a championship this season. Rugsy makes both free throws. It's a 10-point Saskatoon lead. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the third.
A little 2-2-1 zone press here by the Surge.
And Monsanto finds Tim driving baseline for the flush. Easton Tim getting involved offensively here in the third quarter. Josh Francis for sincere carry. Cut off in the paint. Hits it out to Deladoon. Hand in his face, hoists it up. No. Clayton can't secure the rebound though. Francis finds it. Going right to the basket, blocked by Bernard. And Clayton on the run. Here's Townsend spotting up from his office, can't hit. And Carey was back there to secure the board. Sincere Carey all the way to the basket. Tough luck at the rim. And Tim gets the loose ball free. Up for Clayton, who just hangs on to possession. And now the Mamba slow it down.
Yeah, good choice here. Get yourself back under control and then look to attack and find the right guy.
Monsanto, though, can't hit that three. Bernard got the rebound, and then the reach in by Johnson is going to earn him his 4th foul of the game. It's been a tough afternoon for Marlon Johnson Jr. battling the whistle. Francis and Miller Moore head to the Calgary bench. Cheney and Swan Roger back in, and Mo Mahadi returns to the floor for Saskatoon. He'll take the spot of Trey Townsend.
And it's great to see these young guys get a couple more minutes. Mo Mahadi was such a big part of what they were doing early in the season. Had a game with 10 assists. But Damari Monsanto continues to rain down threes.
Caught a Deladoon napping on that inbounds. That's his 6th 3 of the game. What else is new? Cheney from the corner responds in kind.
And as I was saying, Mo Mahadi with 10 assists in a game earlier this season, such a huge contribution for a youth sports guy. He's only going to continue to grow and learn from this. Such a great opportunity before heading back to his 2nd youth sports season.
Tim kicks it back out to Clayton. And now stripped. Good hands there by Deladoon. And now Mahadi steps up to get in the face of Carey, and he will draw his 2nd foul of the game. Just over a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Mamba were down 1 at the half, but they've outscored the Surge by 13 here in this frame.
Yeah, 28 points already this quarter for the Mamba. That's a huge number compared to the struggles they were having in that first half.
Carey up top for Swanton Roger.
And Swanton Roger's been consistent this entire game, just knowing what he does well. Gets himself rolling down the middle of the lane and available for what we refer to as vertical spacing. Just throw it up and he'll go get it.
Clayton asking for a screen. Tim obliges. Now swings it over to Monsanto. To the glass. No. Tapped up. Tim gets the rebound and puts it home. And the Saskatoon product gets a warm ovation from the crowd on that bucket. But meanwhile, Cheney with a tough 2 as he'll head to the line for a 3-point opportunity as Mahadi collects his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, and that's what the Surge have done well all night. Whether a possession goes well or bad, they're willing to get out and they're getting down on offense quickly, putting a lot of pressure on that Mamba defensive transition.
Scoring leaders for both teams checking back in as Ruggsy and TDM return to the floor. We're into the final half minute of the 3rd quarter. Mamba leading it by 9.
The Mamba are going to look to hold for last shot here as we're ending the 3rd quarter.
A little less than a 2nd difference between game clock and shot clock as Cheney commits the foul. Get your exclusive Surge merch now, including the limited edition all gas, no brakes, and Surge Rodeo t-shirts by visiting CalgarySurgeShop.ca and rep Calgary's team all year round. Shot clock turned off now. Clayton Dunmartin for 3, no. Stripped away, and time runs out. No shot at the end of the clock as Tavian Dunmartin, you can see how badly he wants that 1 3-pointer. But he's told us he's had a hard time shooting in this building this season. And again, having a tough one here tonight. But his team leads it by 9 as we head to the 4th quarter. You're watching the Canadian Elite Basketball League live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL+.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. That's because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist that keeps fans locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the 4th quarter, The game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team score, add 9 points, and that becomes the target score. Let's say it's 91-80. That means the first team to hit 100 wins. No ticking clock, no intentional fouls, just pure clutch basketball. It's fast, it's electric, and it guarantees that every game ends with a bang. Experience the target score ending this CEBL season.
Getting set for fourth quarter action here at the Snake Pit. Saskatoon Mamba leading the Calgary Surge 73-64. As we take a look now at our cruise of the game presented by Cal Tire. And a few candidates here from Ruggsy Miller-Moore, but it's the one-handed finish on the lob from Cheney.
Yeah, just that's been who the Surge are this entire game. Getting out in transition, sharing the ball with one another, and more often than not, throwing the ball up for big dunks at the rim.
Ruggsy 14 points, 9 rebounds in this one. Cheney has now taken over the Calgary scoring lead as Marcus Harding knocks down a lovely turnaround mid-range jumper.
Yeah, Surge went to a little zone look coming out of the quarter break right there. Fooled the Mamba for a little bit until Marcus Harding took over.
Chaplin, or Bernard rather, with the steal. Dunmartin thought about it, now inside for Harding. Up top, Clayton. TDM trying to get loose. Turning around at the arc, but Ruggsy on him. Here's Clayton for 3, no good. Rebound battle, Monsanto gets to it, can't finish, and Carey picks it up for the Surge. Running all the way down the floor, but mistimed that lob for Ruggsy Miller-Moore. And the Mamba will take over. Well, they're gonna now change their minds here. It will be Surge basketball. So Cheney, Miller-Moore pulls up, mid-range is good. 16 points now for Ruggsy. Clayton, Dunmartin, Harding, Monsanto, and Bernard on the floor for Saskatoon. It's Cheney, Carey, Swanton, Roger, Miller-Moore, and Johnson Jr. for the Surge. All those subs about to check in for Calgary. Monsanto trying to work around Swanton, Roger, can't get the bounce. Rebounded by Miller-Moore. Bernard trying to stay with him. Jump stop in the lane, turnaround is good.
Yeah, and you can see Miller-Moore is not going to go down without a fight. Attacking the rim early here, and this zone has really slowed the Mamba's pace down. After 5 threes and 30 points in the third quarter, the fourth quarter here has started off with a brand new, slower pace.
Bernard, extra pass inside, Harding. And he's going to be whistled for an offensive foul as he leaned into Ruggsy. He draws the charge, and now Johnny Hughes III, Momahadi checking in.
Yeah,
will that be the last we see of Tavian Dunmartin today? I wonder.
Yeah, and people might be confused there thinking that Ruggs Miller-Moore was inside the charge circle. When there's less than one dribble or less, that charge circle does not apply. So in that case, was a charge by Marcus Harding, and the circle does not apply.
Francis and Adeladune back in for Calgary. There's a whistle on the drive by Carey. And that one is going to go against Harding. Second of the day, as DeAndre Bernard checks back in for the Mamba.
And the Surge have done a great job here of sort of bringing the game back to how they want to play it, using those 3 guards as their primary sources of offense and trying to really slow the Mamba down by using this zone.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's send it over to Catron, who's got more on one of the longtime members of the Mamba, chasing a little history of his own today.
That's right. Well, if Devontae Bandu sinks 4 3-pointers tonight, he would become just the 4th player in league history to hit the 200 3-point milestone and the 2nd fastest player to do so. He's currently sitting at 2 of those 4 this game. In total, sitting at 196 3-pointers over the course of his CEBL career. He has reached that total over 5 seasons with the league and multiple teams, including the Mamba, the Stingers, the Alliance. This past season with the Mamba, he's had a total of 31 three-pointers over 17 games. During his first season with the CEBL in 2021, he played 14 games and hit 43 three-pointers with what was then known as the Rattlers. What followed was his biggest three-point season in 2022 with the Saskatchewan Rattlers. He played 19 games and hit 63 pointers. This season so far, he's sunk 31. In 2025, over 12 games, he hit 40. That was his highest performing season given the number of games and points. Though he has played for multiple teams, he's definitely spent the most time with the Rattlers and what is now the Saskatoon Mamba. As someone who has been around the franchise for several years through the ups and downs, heading to the playoffs this year should feel pretty good for him. And if he does hit that 200 three-point milestone tonight, I'm sure he'll be pretty pleased with that as well.
Thanks, Katrin, as Mo Mahadi tried to rudely interrupt that sideline hit with a highlight reel hammer, but instead he'll settle for a couple of free throws on that foul.
And that's a great way for the Mamba to try to change the pace of this game right now, is to get involved defensively and try to create some turnovers, try to create some pressure where the speed of the game can pick up. Because the Surge have done a great job in their zone of making it so that the Mamba are being far more stagnant. There's far less cutting. Just because it's a zone doesn't mean you can't cut, but right now for the Mamba, that's really impacting their game.
How about the hops there from Mahadi? I know that he didn't get the dunk, but he got high up there. Surge have cut it to a 5-point game. Miller Moore cannot hit that mid-range jumper, though. And Mahadi back the other way. Bernard from the top of the arc. That's a 3 for Dre. And a timeout called by Dave DeViro as the Mamba stretch the lead back to 8.
And you got to love the confidence Bernard had right there. Not a lot of shots up this season, but he caught that at the top of the key. Feet were set. He's learning from Damari Monsanto that when those feet are set, just put it up.
All right, we're going to get a look at some great work up top. Jameer Chaplin doesn't have a ton of points tonight, but he has gotten all his work from inside. But it's been a bit of a dunk fest here this evening, Eric. A lot of finishes at the rim tonight, or today.
A lot of finishes at the rim by a variety of different guys, but a great job by their teammates of being able to attack the rim, put the ball up, and being able to find that space. Both teams have been playing with great spacing in the half court, and that's put such challenges on the defense to try to react, to take away the three, but also protect the lane. Sometimes you got to give up one of them.
So 6:24 remaining on the game clock, and of course that means we're less than 2.5 minutes away from hitting that magic 6:56, excuse me. So just under 3 minutes away from getting to that crucial 4-minute mark. And target score time. Mamba leading at 78-70, trying to sweep this 4-game season series that of course saw 2 games played in Calgary and 1 up in Whitehorse. First 2 quite close. The last one was a 17-point Mamba victory. Surge basketball out of the timeout. Carey out there with Francis Adeladoon, Miller Moore, and Cheney. Kicks it out, Armani Cheney. Open look for 3. No. Big battle for the loose ball, and we've got a foul. And this one may go against Saskatoon, or is it on Francis? It is not. It is against DeAndre Bernard of the Mamba.
As a coach, though, you'll take those kind of fouls, battling for those rebounds, fighting for those possessions. Hey, sometimes you end up with a foul. That's just fine.
Deladoon short on the jumper, rebounded by Johnny Hughes III. Bench mob in the game right now for the Mamba. Hughes no good, batted out by Mahadi. Harding for 3. No. Bernard can't finish at the rim, and Ruggsy pulls it down. Inside. Francis was a little too deep to shoot. He'll pull it back out, give it to Cheney. Slashing inside, up top, can't finish, and Hughes gets the board. Up for Clayton, who loves to run the floor. Reverse, oh, that's a lovely bucket for Jaden Clayton. But a Deladoon at the other end, swatted by Bernard.
You got to love that hustle 2 ways there. Young guy kind of made a bad choice and left the safety position to come pick up the ball, but gets bailed out by DeAndre Bernard, hustling back to swat it out of bounds.
Second block shot of the contest for DeAndre Bernard. Ruggsy left open on the inbounds, and he puts it in. And the Mamba staying close here. It's an 8-point game. Under 6 minutes remaining on the game clock.
And the Surge go back to this zone that's been so effective for them here in the fourth quarter. And again, you can see the Mamba are just a little bit confused by it.
Clayton gives it to Mahadi. Finds his way inside and knocks down the jumper. Mo Mahadi getting on the board here in the fourth quarter. 10-point Saskatoon lead. Carey behind the back. Francis open 3, short. Rebounded by Hughes, who's collected a few of those here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's done a great job of coming back from the perimeter to clean up those long rebounds.
Clayton now, 10 on the shot clock. Jaden Clayton drives baseline to the corner. Harding, 4-3, yes!
And Marcus Harding's been solid from the three-point line all season. Showed it to us in the first game of the year, kind of surprised us with it. Gets another one here in the last.
Had a hot start to the season shooting the 3. Has cooled off of late, but that's a big one to push the lead to 13.
Last 30 seconds here before they enter target time.
Sincere Carey for 3, off the back iron, rebounded by Harding. And the Mamba are doing this with a bench group out against a pretty experienced fivesome for Calgary, with the exception of Francis. Harding, why not try another one? That's short off the front of the iron.
Yeah, and the Mamba have over 50 points off their bench tonight already. That's a huge number.
Ruggsy scoops it up and in. And right at the 4-minute mark, we're going to get a timeout here called by Isaiah Fox. But I believe that is also going to take us to target time right on that 4-minute mark. So now there'll be a conversation, but that is the stoppage. That timeout has given us the stoppage. So that will take us, we're gonna get a confirmation here from the officials though.
Yeah, from my experience within the league.
And so now the question is whether they're going to give the timeout, because they wouldn't have stopped play if the Mamba hadn't called for the timeout. So we'll sort all that out, but I think this is going to continue because we're going to stay right here because that timeout was called before the 4-minute mark, even though it stopped right on 4. So a little bit of a unique scenario here, but the officials have determined that we are not yet in target score time, although now our crew chief Chris Bristruck coming back over the table, and let's just find out.
Yeah, an interesting one here. In all of my time, I don't know if we've ever experienced one that is directly at the 4-minute mark. So I think even the officials here are maybe looking for some clarification on what that exact rule is.
Well, and it's a bit of a chicken and the egg kind of scenario, Eric, right? Because play would not have stopped if not for the timeout call. And the rule is at or below the 4-minute mark triggers target score time. So after more conversation, yes, I believe that is how that should be interpreted. We are officially at target score time. Yes, it's going to begin now. So we're going to step out and come back with the target set at 94. You're watching the Canadian Elite Basketball League live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime.
Gotta love a Canadian hoops.
Two hands, me. Oh, what a block from behind.
Next bucket wins.
Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama,
that anything can happen.
Big players step up in big time. He is cooking.
Target scores upon us here at the Snake Pit. First and 94 will win this one. The Mamba with an 11-point lead, trying to pick up their 8th victory on home floor this season. And just as we get started here, as this is our last broadcast of the year, those of us here in Saskatoon wanted to thank a lot of folks who have helped us do this all season long. Let's start with the folks at the CEBL League office: Anch Sanyal, Shelby Villeneuve, Aaron Gogashvili, Jamie Tan, our wonderful production manager, Kyle Warner, Brandon Stein, Matteo Palazzo. Fantastic support from the league office all season long. And of course, here in Saskatoon, Mitchell Start, Jordan Klamosko, Jada Becker, Johnny Hughes III with a big dunk. Braden Elliott, Carter Berg as well. Of course, our table officials, led by Brad Smith, Nathan Rice-Savvy. And we'll get to a few more in a moment here, but it has been a major team effort to bring this action to you all season long. Ruggsy Miller Moores 3, no. Rebounded by DeAndre Bernard. Johnny Hughes III with a big start to target time. And now a foul called on Cheney. So let me continue on with that list of names, because we definitely don't want to forget our awesome production crews, both here at Merlis Belsher Place and at SaskTel Center this season, of course, led by our fearless director/producer, Garrett Brecken. But Brennan, Curtis, Nathan, Daniel, Levi, Tristan, Hayden, Chris, Mike, Noah, Megan, Adrian, Matt, Lyman, Amelia, and Pat, all wonderful pieces of the puzzle. And we think we've got the best crew in the league. We are so fortunate to have all these people behind the scenes, keeping things running smoothly. Miller Moore up for the flush. And of course, great support again from both the Mamba and the league itself. It is a big operation, and we wouldn't get to do this if we didn't have all these people behind us, Eric.
Yeah, such a great opportunity. Another foul here, probably putting, the Surge are not yet in the bonus, so we'll be on the side. But such a great opportunity. We call this a league of development for the players, for the coaches, for the officials, also for myself here on the broadcast staff. I've never had an opportunity to do this before. I'm so thankful to be able to sit beside you, be on the sideline here with Katrin, to sort of learn the ropes from you guys. And, I think we don't sound half bad.
I think you have been an absolute natural, my friend. I'm really pleased to have you alongside this season. Your knowledge of this league, of this sport, is just invaluable. You've added so much to these broadcasts. We want to also give a shout out to Amy Prokop, who stepped in for one game while you were away. Our friend Amy as well, but just a small army of people to make this happen for all these games here in 2 different venues here in Saskatoon. No easy task. Mo Mahadi can't hit that shot, as the Mamba still lead it 87-76. Up high goes Cheney off the glass. Surge still 16 away from the target. The Mamba need 7, and they're sticking with this bench group here in target score time. So unless something crazy happens, looks like Tavian Dunmartin will have to settle for a share of that 3-point record. Speaking of threes, though, how about DeAndre Bernard with his 2nd of the game?
And that was a big possession there for the Mamba. You don't want to get this score too close and start feeling the heat from the Surge.
Ruggsy short on the 3. The Mamba headed to the playoffs, but they want to finish off with another big win here at home. Johnny Hughes III, no. Ruggsy doing everything here in the second half with another rebound for Calgary, but called for a foul on his attack of the basket there.
And you just got to love the smile and the joy that DeAndre Bernard is playing with right now. Has hit a couple big shots, is playing with energy and effort defensively. Hasn't got necessarily the minutes that he would have wanted this entire season, but he's stayed ready, stayed active, and just continued to work on his game.
Well, we did see a member of the Surge go down with an injury earlier. Katrin Hodson has a quick update for us on the status of Dion Edgem.
Yes, well, when he first came off the court, he took his shoe off. He was rubbing his ankle and had a physio looking at it. He didn't appear to be in a lot of pain. He was rubbing his calf, wincing a little bit. We did see him go back into the change room. He has come out. He came out on his own without assistance. He had a tensor band around his ankle and the lower part of his calf. We don't have confirmation on what the injury is, but he is now on the bench. in his regular dress, and appears to be okay. So that's just the update right now on Dion Edgem.
Thanks, Katrin. I'm sure the Surge faithful will appreciate that as we get a look at Mr. Edgem. Doesn't look too perturbed. So I know both you and I, Eric, were a little worried when we first saw him go down that where he was looking, where he was grabbing, that we were a little worried might be an Achilles situation, but it seems like that's not the case, which is good news for Dion Edgem.
Yeah, great to see that he's sort of back up and going, headed into the fall season here. He's going to head back overseas. Not exactly sure where yet, but just an absolutely great guy who was an invaluable part of our Rattlers team last year.
Well, fans, the Mamba are headed to the playoffs, and they travel to Winnipeg to take on Teddy Allen and the Sea-Bears in the Cal Tire Western Conference semifinals this Thursday, August 6th. Tip-off from the Manitoba Capital is at 7:30, 6:30 in Saskatoon. As we've got a foul. Dave DeViro looks like he's ready to get himself tossed from this game. He's teed up. And Miller Moore also picks up a tack as it's coming unraveled here late for the Surge.
So we got 4 free throws here coming up for the Rattlers with a chance, if they hit all 4, to win this game.
So there was an original foul on Ruggsy, then he got the tech, and then Dave DeViro got one as well. Although he's still in. Thought maybe he was just going to keep going until he got 2 tees there, Eric, but Jaden Clayton at the line looking to finish this one off, but first makes the first 2, and now Bernard. Looks like DeAndre Bernard is going to shoot the technical free throws, and I love this.
You know what?
From Isaiah Fox.
Those first ones were actually the technical free throws by Jaden Clayton.
You're right. Clayton with the technical free throws. Bernard at the line, makes one.
And how fitting that DeAndre Bernard has a chance here to finish this game and finish the season for the Saskatoon Mamba.
Long-standing member of this team in his 70th game, can't hit the second. 60th game as a member of this franchise. So Mamba still 1 away from victory. Miller Moore is fouled by Mo Mahadi under the basket. So the Surge still with a little bit of life here, but a long way to go as they need 14. Mamba just 1 point away. You know the fans here would have loved to see DeAndre Bernard win it. He has 1 career target score winner. That was back in 2023.
And it was a memorable one with him catching a massive alley-oop off the baseline.
Listen to this crowd as they get loud. You're going to take credit for that missed free throw. Hughes with the rebound. Mamba looking to finish it off on home floor. Perhaps another game here in the playoffs. We'll have to wait and see, but they want to finish it off in style. It's Bernard for 3. Yes! DeAndre Bernard! Stay ready, kid! And the Mamba head into the playoffs with another win at home.
Just the perfect way to end it here. A guy who's worked so hard, been tirelessly throughout his career here at the Rattlers for a number of seasons, all the way into becoming the Mamba here. A great way to finish this 2026 season and to have the Mamba advance to the playoffs.
Poetic finish to this one here in Saskatoon. The Mamba trailed by a single point at the half, but they outscore the Surge by 17 in the second half. They sweep this season series and add to their franchise record win total with 13 victories as they finish above the 500 mark for the first time since the last time they went to the playoffs in 2022. That's 6 wins in 7 games to finish out the regular season.
Here, I'm going to go right in the middle.
I don't know if there's many teams hotter in the league right now, Eric. Maybe the Scarborough Shooting Stars. That's about it. But before we talk more about this one, it looks like DeAndre Bernard and Damari Monsanto are standing by with Katrin for our Booster Juice Player of the Game interview.
That's right. Well, we have the towels, of course. The towels are now a tradition. Okay, Damari, 26 points on the board. You landed here just a few weeks ago. You've played a critical role in getting this team to the playoffs. How do you feel helping take the Mamba to the first playoff since 2022?
I'm just glad I was able to come here and do my job, is what they asked me to do, around a great group of guys, man. All glory to God.
All right, okay, what's your mindset going into this game on Thursday against Winnipeg?
Just the same. Just keep playing basketball the way we've been playing, man. Keep moving the ball, keep playing defense, keep crashing the boards, and we'll handle business.
All right, thank you. DeAndre, sunk that three-pointer to win this game. How does it feel?
It feels good. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a vet. I'm here to do my job. Just stay ready whenever. So it was good to, finish out the game on a bang. And yeah, just get a win. That's all that matters.
And how do you feel heading into the game on Thursday against Winnipeg?
I'm confident. I mean, we're on a roll right now. I think we're really connected, close. And all that matters is just making sure that we do what we do best.
Okay, I have a quick question because we've seen the towels every game. We've also seen this blingy necklace every game. What is this necklace? Can you tell us the story behind it?
I mean, shout out to Lele. It's Lele's, it's his necklace, it's his chain. I think it just goes to show how close we are as a team. Anyone that goes out there and performs well, puts a show on for the fans, they get the chain.
All right. Well, congratulations to the Saskatoon Mamba taking the win in their final game of the regular season. They are, of course, facing off against Winnipeg this Thursday. Incredible season, incredible game here at Merlis Belsher Place. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks very much, Katrin. And yeah, you just couldn't script a finish much better than that. And worth noting, too, Eric, that the first guy off the bench sprinting down the floor to congratulate DeAndre Bernard was Tavian Dunmartin, who had a chance to make history tonight, couldn't find that elusive three-pointer, but you could tell all he cared about was getting out to his teammate, celebrating that win as the Mamba head into the playoffs on a high note.
Yeah, this has been sort of a season that's been building for the last couple of years as the foundation and framework was set, and this group of guys was able to get it over the hump. Great to see a guy like Devontae Bandu be able to be the guy who clinches the Mamba going to the playoffs, and then DeAndre Bernard is that other stalwart being able to finish off the season.
We're going to take a quick break and then come back to wrap this one up from Saskatoon as the Mamba finish off the season with another victory, this one by 16 over the Calgary Surge. You're watching Canadian Elite Basketball League action on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL+.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
The CEBL, Canada's Pro Basketball League, and redtag.ca brings Canadian basketball fans a chance to save up to $300 off on vacation bookings all season long with promo code CEBLFans. I wonder how our mascots would spend their time on vacation. Book today with Red Tag and save $300.
redtag.ca.
Back inside the Snake Pit one final time here for this regular season as the fans have been invited on the court to celebrate this victory this season that still has playoffs yet to come. That's a change of scenery for a lot of these fans here in Saskatoon, Eric. The Mamba with a franchise record 13th win here. They sweep the 4-game season series against the Calgary Surge, and they are playing some very good basketball as they head into the postseason, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But first, let's let you know about our next broadcast, because we've got a quadruple header of action coming up on Thursday, all playoff style. We start in the Lotto Max Eastern Conference. Javonte Smart and the Ottawa Blackjacks travel to Brampton to take on Sean East II and the Honey Badgers, with the Blackjacks looking for the upset after getting swept in the regular season series. Tip-off is at 7 Eastern. Then it's a meeting of the last two CEBL champions as the back-to-back champs, Niagara River Lions, take on the 2023 champions, Scarborough Shooting Stars, from the Toronto Pan Am Sports Centre. Action begins at 7:30 Eastern. Then it's on to the Cal Tire Western Conference for a classic rivalry as the Mamba travel to Winnipeg looking to change their fortunes after losing the season series to the Sea Bears. Tip-off from the Manitoba Capital is at 7:30, 6:30 in Saskatoon. And then to finish off the night, the top seed in the Western Conference, the Vancouver Bandits, welcome the Edmonton Stingers to the Envision Financial Court at Langley Event Center. Action gets underway at 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain. You can catch all the action on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Oh my goodness, it'll be a lot of fun. But Eric, it's been a lot of fun here in Saskatoon this season.
Yeah, you can feel the excitement. You can see it here on the court right now. Nobody wants to leave. Everybody wants to come and meet the players, meet the coaches, and just have an opportunity to feel a part of this franchise and enjoy the success that they're having this season.
8-4 record at home, whether it was at SaskTel Center or at Merlis Belsher Place. That's more wins than the Rattlers had all of last year, home and away. It just is another illustration of this new era, this turning of the page for this franchise, of course, with the rebrand, everything else that's come with it. And this fan base has become re-energized over the course of this season, and their team has rewarded them with plenty of victories here at home.
Yeah, and it's been done by a full team effort. No better example than tonight. 12 people hit the floor and 12 guys scored. And that's been the case for the Mamba all season. It's both team effort and finding little things, and this community is rallying around them.
So really quickly, heading into Winnipeg on Thursday, what's it going to take for the Mamba to pull off the upset?
They got to be able to manage the flow. They got to get out, play with pace, share the basketball, and you got to watch out for the big two of the Winnipeg Sea Bears with Xavier Moon and Teddy Allen.
And of course, if the Mamba should win and the Stingers win, then the Mamba would host the Western Conference Final. Of course, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but again, remember, 2 wins and you're into the championship, which is a best-of-3 series. So still a potential for some basketball here in Saskatoon. We'll wait to see how things shake out in the conference playoffs. Hope you can join us on Thursday for 4 great games. It's been a wonderful time with you all season long. On behalf of Katrin Hodson, Eric Magdens, and our incredible production crew here in Saskatoon, I'm Ryan Flaherty saying thanks so much for watching. See you in the playoffs.